Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to, oh boy, what is the title of this? It is our Financial Blogmas episode 16 that has, it's merged with a market close. It's merged with a market close. And because we're going to talk a little bit about politics this time around, you might even say we also got a little bit of this week thrown in as well. Holy banana bread. So good to be with you guys this afternoon. I gotta say, I planned today to come into the office, have a nice leisurely day, get some scripting done for that Enbridge video because they've clearly won the vote. Well, didn't quite go that way. I did manage to get some scripting done, but holy banana bread. Chrystia Freeland decided to throw the world a little bit of a shakeup. Well, at least Canada. So if you don't know this by now, then where have you been today? Did you just wake up? Chrystia Freeland has resigned as finance minister and, of course, deputy prime minister. So she's still staying on as an MP, and she even says she plans to try to run again for re-election. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I have a feeling that the Liberals aren't going to win very many seats in that next election. But boy, what a day. So today was also supposed to be the fall economic statement. That's one of the biggest days of the year when it comes to Parliament Hill, the Commons. It's a big thing. It's really big. So that was supposed to happen. And of course, she resigns. So the big question of the day has been, who is going to deliver the fall economic statement? Is anybody going to deliver the fall economic statement? And what the heck is going on with Trudeau? Now, I will say, this kind of amused me. And guys, this was hilarious. This morning, when Trudeau came into the House of Commons, he was all happy and he didn't look like he didn't have the care in the world. Yeah, he had no clue what he was walking into. He was walking into a cluster. Then you can put the other word there. I'm not going to say it on the air, but that's what he was walking into. And a lot of the reporters, they were in their locked little room getting ready to get a preview of the fall economic statement, but they actually came in and covered the thing with some kind of a black cloth. So right now, we're still a little bit in the air. Now, there are things happening. There are absolutely things happening behind the scenes. So we have, I have this page up. We'll pull this up every so often. This gives us our latest update. The newest update is Dominic LeBlanc is apparently being tapped as the new finance minister. Well, the first to say yes. Apparently, a lot of folks were tapped today to be the new finance minister, and they were all like, hell no. No way. We don't want that job under any circumstances. And I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them. There's no doubt this government is a sinking ship. There is no doubt. And of course the captain's supposed to go down with the ship. So goodbye, Trudeau. Goodbye. I hope you can swim. All of that fun stuff. We got to, and here's the thing. There's so many rumors coming out of the House today. Like, for example, there's been rumors that they will prorogue the government. And then, Trudeau will step down. They'll prorogue the government. And they'll do a leadership convention over the Christmas holidays. That's one of the rumors. Other rumors are that Trudeau is like saying, no, we're not proroguing the government. We'll get a new finance minister, and the fall economic statement will go ahead as planned. Now, that still seems to be what's happening. We'll know at 4 o'clock, like quite literally in about 11 minutes, we should have a better idea of what is going on. Another common idea is that they'll just find ways to delay everything to the Christmas break. No proroguement, but no actual fall economic statement. They'll sort of pull it back. That's another one. Even Jagmeet Singh has stood up and said he thinks that Trudeau should step down, and that he would still support a liberal government provided they changed their leadership. So that was kind of his statement. And of course, Poilievre certainly stepped up and certainly took some shots at the government, like they should step down. He's lost control. He has no control of his cabinet. It's absolutely craziness. So that's what you guys are in for. That's why that was one of the reasons that when I was thinking today, I was like, okay, I do have to do a financial blogmas. But you know what? There's so much happening. I would rather touch base with the community. So that's why we sort of put them together into one thing. Now, of course, with uncertainty at the head of the Canadian financial sector, being, of course, our Minister of Finance, the market, without a doubt, let me pull this up here, is nice and red. Like, look at this. This is, we've been doing nothing but going down for a little bit here. We are well below where we started the month. So we're well into a red month at this point. I still have faith. Although I'll tell you, things like this certainly don't help. But I still think we can get ourselves back above this. I'm still, even with this, I'm still thinking we're going to see a green month at the end. So that's not a bad thing at all. All right, guys, before we go any further into the politics, just very quickly in the markets, of course, we got the TSX in the red, down 0.53. S&P 500's in the green, up 0.32. NASDAQ having a great day, up 1.52. The Dow Jones, a little bit down, 0.25. Those smaller companies not doing as well. Gold is up, 0.22. Silver's down, not by much, pretty flat, pretty much, 0.04. Oil's down a wee bit, 0.35 down. Bitcoin, oh, banana bread. All right, let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin today hit a new all-time high of 107,842. But we've got a little bit of a sell-off from there. But Bitcoin definitely having a strong week for sure. Ethereum, similar, also pulling themselves up. Look at this. Back above 4,000. If you guys remember, that was kind of where they were at before the last crypto winter. So Ethereum doing well. Gotta love it. MicroStrategy up a little bit because, as you guys have probably heard, MicroStrategy is being added to the NASDAQ on the 23rd. But they got the approval on Friday night from the NASDAQ to say, yep, we're adding them. Tesla having a half decent day here. Well, look at Tesla. Tesla's been on nothing but a upward shot lately. Holy banana bread. All right. Looking at, oh boy. Let's bring everything back. Looking at the heat map. The TSX, a lot of red in there. A lot of red for sure. Bell just had a deadly day. Look at this. Wow. They fell pretty hard today. So, Bell, you keep disappointing me. You really do. But we're seeing pretty much strong red across the board in Canada. That's what we're gonna see. Until we get this political chaos all sorted out. Political chaos. Somebody call the fire department. Get that fire out. So yeah, what can I say? Over here on the US, it's not quite as rosy as that looks. As you can see, Tesla over here pretty much leading the way, 5.43. Google's not having a bad day either. They're up 4.12. Look at this. Broadcom down here up 11.37. So that is not too shabby at all. Amazon having a good day as well. And of course, crypto having a great day. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Well, Solana's not having the best day. If we get rid of our winners, as you guys know, there's about 15,000 different coins out there. I like to pick one. And just say, let's look at this crap coin. So let's do it. Six. There we go. We have six. Well, of course, in this community, we prefer nines opposed to sixes. So this is a crap coin. I don't know what six does. Maybe it helps you count. Maybe, I don't know. You get three of them together, it feels a little evil. Feels a little evil. So this coin, it's worth a little over 3 cents. Don't know what it does. Don't care what it does. It's a crap coin. If you're going to invest in crypto, stick with the good coins. Stick with things like your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your XRP. Good old XRP, Tron, Polkadot. Sorry, I was going to say Polywog, but no, Polkadot. All of the fun ones. All right, guys, let's get to the chat because you guys are here. I will just remove this for a moment. All right, Vic says here, dedicated and loyal. Hard to believe I'm single. I know, Vic. I know. You gotta start hitting some mixers or something. Or do they even have mixers anymore? I don't know. Working tools. Surprised there's still people who wants Trudeau in power. There's not many. Those numbers are getting smaller by the day, maybe even by the hour. Verena is in the house with a hi, everyone. Chad says, hello all, finally made it. Tesla, yeah. Chad has been a very adamant supporter of Tesla. And yeah, Chad, you get the honor of being able to say to everyone, I told you so. Absolutely. No doubt about that. Right. Let's see. $500 mark. 515. Yeah, it's definitely possible. It is definitely possible. All right. Let's see here. All right. We now have some new news. Let's pop this up. So apparently the financial economic statement is going to be presented by the House Leader. So Karina Gould will be introducing it today. That's going to be interesting. That will be interesting. Now, the economic statement, that is a votable. That's a votable thing. Now, here's what's going to go on. Poilievre is going to, of course, Poilievre and the Conservatives, as well as the Bloc Québécois, will definitely be voting against it. What's going to happen with the NDP? You know, can Jagmeet still, you know, bite the bullet and support those liberals? Oh, I hope not. I hope not. I'd like to. I think it's time. So this is going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting. You know, and we're going to find out. We'll find out what's going on. We will find out what's going on. We'll get more updates. I have a bell to ring too, don't I? I was like, yeah, if we're doing a hybrid, we got to bring the bell in. So we got about 2 minutes left in the market hours. Jay says, I've heard before Freeland was a part of the candidate to replace Schwab from WEF. I don't know if it's true. I don't know either. I couldn't tell you if that is true. But I do know right now, there's no recovery. Even if the liberals survive this current crisis, and you know they get a new finance minister and they go into the holidays, you know, people thinking there was no room for them to fall in the polls, I think there is. I have a feeling, let's just say that we end up having a new election in the spring, as you know, we've all been thinking. I have a feeling that the NDP is going to be, it'll either be the NDP or the Bloc. One of them will end up being the official opposition. The Bloc will have a chance because I think the Conservatives are going to take a lot of seats. I think they're going to take quite a few seats. So what can I say? So guys, we do have the bell in roughly 40 seconds. So if you've got headphones on and you don't like loud noise, you might want to pull them out just for a couple moments, because I certainly don't want to be ringing your bell at the same time as I'm ringing the bell. So, you know, I like to give that warning. I give that warning. I'm fair. I'm nice to your ears. So, You got about 15 seconds. You got about 15 seconds, and then the bell will go. It will toll. Now, at 4 o'clock, of course, that was the moment they were supposed to begin that economic statement. So we'll have to see if they're on time or what's going to happen there. So here we go. There we go. Just a simple little bell. It's like there's too much chaos going on. Nobody's listening to the bell today. So we have now had, oh boy, now this is where we will see what happens, what is going to go on. I'll refresh this again every so often as we sort of see. So we still have that Karina Gould last update. So what can I say? All right. A Jungle says, I picked up 2 shares of SCHD on my drip today. Nice, nice. Now I will show you guys, like, let's actually go over here for a second. So as you guys saw, Bell is having a bad day. They're down 6.25%. But look at this. Look at this big drop. Holy banana bread. Yeah, they've definitely not having a great day. Oh boy. I may be in this swing for a very long time at the rate this is going. I do want to see some greenback in the market, but to do that, I think we need to get beyond this. This is kind of a black swan event in a way, a Canadian black swan event. But we need to get past this. We need to get past this so that we can sort of see where this is going to be on the other side. Holy banana bread. I can't believe it. But yeah, this is kind of a big thing. CNR, by the way, guys, anybody who's looking to get into CNR, they look at this down to 146. This is not a bad entry point. If we go back here, just give you an idea. I mean, they have been doing pretty darn well. You could argue that maybe they just they overvalue themselves a little bit, but I still think it's a good place. I do like CNR. They are one of those recession-proof stocks, so they're doing fantastic. I'm kind of curious. I want to see who is actually doing good today. All right, let's see. Well, Aritzia, TransAlta, love TransAlta. Holy banana bread. Blackberry. Now, they had their earnings this week. Did they actually have them today? Maybe. It's, let's come over here. I want to take a look. Good old Blackberry. Wow. We'll get the Canadian Blackberry. Here we go. Perfect. Well, let's come down to Blackberry. No, they haven't. Their earnings are on Friday. But yeah, look at this. Look at this candle. This is kind of like almost a god candle. That's a big candle in 1 hour. 393 to now. This almost has me worried. Well, no, if this was a Wall Street bets pump, I would expect it to have fallen a lot more than that. But that's interesting. That is definitely interesting. Blackberry, as I mentioned, they do have earnings coming up this week. That will be right here on a Friday. Their estimate is to be losing only this much. Wow. That's always fun. But good old Blackberry. What can I say? I got nothing more to say about them. All right, let's take a look and see if we got, let's see if this thing has actually started happening or not. No, I'm getting nothing here. All right, well, let's see here. I have an idea here. Let's see. We're gonna head over to, let's see here. Okay, so they have a cabinet swearing-in ceremony. That is, I don't think it's started yet. It's still kind of in that live event start shortly thing, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they are, if they're swearing in a new finance minister today, or, even though the Liberal leader Gould is going to be reading it, could she have been tapped for finance minister? I know the insiders are pointing to someone else. Well, right down here, they were talking about Dominic LeBlanc. but there is that possibility. Maybe Karina Gould is getting it. Trudeau has been very, very silent through this whole thing. I think personally, I think it's in his best interest to talk, do like a press conference tonight at some point. I really, really think, because we need to hear from him. But you know, maybe there's more going on behind the scenes than we're aware of, and that's usually the case. That's usually the case, nonetheless. So what can I say? What can I say? All right, guys, if you have not hit that like button yet, do it now. Do it now. I'm gonna have some coffee. So, there's nothing to do but hit the like button, I guess. Oh, good. That is so good. I am definitely enjoying that quite a bit. While we're waiting for something to happen, I got an update on Evolve. So as you guys know, I've partnershiped with Evolve to do some deep dives for them. So it looks like we may be getting a couple of those deep dives before the end of the month. I'm still kind of finalizing some details, but it's looking good. It's looking good. I can't wait. I certainly can't wait. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. And we still got that live meeting thing. I have a feeling that this is all going to happen by the time we're gone. That's the way it will be. Why can't things happen when I'm live on the air? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. But oh well, what can we do? Let's see. Chad says, yeah, why is CNR falling the last little bit and Insight? Not sure about Insight, but I think right now, I don't have any big, I know that they did miss, like on their last earnings, they missed. And we know that they're going to fall a little bit from that. And that kind of makes sense. Oh, look at that. They actually have something here. I am going to I'll put the closed captioning on here. Oh, of course it's not available. All right. Well, we'll see what's going on here as it happens. I don't know if I have any more updates over here. No. Last thing we have is this whole Karina Gould to present the FES. Fun stuff. But yeah, so CNR, they had, of course, issues with some of the revenue missing. And a lot of that was because of that little bit of strike action. I don't think they fully recovered from that. And since then, we've really kind of been having a, what's the word for it? The Canadian economy's been kind of sputtering a little bit lately. So that's not good. Part of it, though, if you think about it, normally the S&P 500 outperforms the TSX. That's normally the way it goes. But this year, the TSX has been beating the S&P 500 for a good portion of the year. So a little bit of this correction that we're starting to see in these Canadian companies just might be a little bit of that equalization of that. But other than that, I don't have anything specific on CNR as to what the banana bread is going on. But nonetheless, hopefully they recover. If they don't, I don't want to say if they don't, they will recover. But I'm looking to buy at least one more share of CNR to my portfolio this time around. So I'm kind of looking at it and I'm like, do I want to pull the trigger now, or do I want to see if tomorrow could be just a little bit worse? Well, at this point, I have to wait till tomorrow because it's already 4:08. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun nonetheless. All right, guys, do we have anything happening over here? We got a mic. I don't know. I think this is probably going to be, I don't know. That's probably going to be kind of boring. We'll come back. Nonetheless, we're getting nothing. It's kind of that whole thing. It's kind of this day. I think it's been a day where most people who are eagerly wanting to know what's going on have just been waiting and not getting much information as things unfold. But we'll see. It'll happen eventually. It'll definitely happen eventually. Oh dear. What can I say? All right. Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to put the Discord here for a moment. Guys, I do want to point something out here. Friday night, so December 20th, that is our 5,000 sub celebration. So it's going to be a chance. Normally, I'm in here answering all the questions. That'll be a night where you guys get to answer the questions. So that's going to be fantastic. So we're going to have about, I think, 50 questions. I will ask you. They're going to be different kind of difficulty levels. I think Jeopardy, you know how you got from the 1 to 500, 5. So I'm thinking of having categories and maybe 5 questions in each, sort of like Jeopardy. And each one will get a little bit harder, but not that harder. I don't want to make this really, really hard. But anyway, we'll tally up the correct answers, and by the end of the night, whoever has the most, they're winning a one-on-one with me. So that's basically 1 hour where we can do whatever you want. If you want me to look at your portfolio and give you some advice, absolutely. If you want me to, let's say, cover some material, teach you something, absolutely. Or, you know what? There might be a few people who are like, I just want to chat for an hour. That's absolutely cool. And also keep in mind, guys, like if you win and we have an hour, it's not like I'm like every time even when I do paid versions of those with people, I go over all the time. I do. It's just one of those things. I don't become a slave to the hour. Like it's like if I'm in the middle of something and we're done that hour, I'm gonna finish it. It's kind of the way, kind of like, well, you guys have seen some of these live streams go really long because I go off on tangent after tangent. It's usually up to you guys. I mean, the more interactive you guys are, the more I have to feed off of, and the more we continue going. Just seeing here, okay, Chad says, CNR is probably going to raise dividends next quarter if history repeats. Yeah, I suspect that as well. I mean, CNR is still looking good. I mean, fundamentally. I mean, let's come back here. We'll go just into their key data here. So they do, I mean, they have a high debt to equity, but it's not high, not for a railroad. Basically 1.07, so 107%. But they've got amazing return on equity, 27.41. The return on assets also strong. And yeah, you can sort of see here, every 4, so they went from 79 to 84.5. So that, yeah, next one is due. So they'll probably declare that early in the year. But yeah, you're right. They'll absolutely. Now, I mean, if you look at it this way, it usually goes up roughly 5 cents. So we're probably going to be looking at about an 89 cent, perhaps an 89 cent, somewhere in that area. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I will never complain when someone raises their dividends. That's for sure. All right. Let's see if we get another update here. I'm always curious. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Are they talking over here yet? No, they're just walking around. They're walking around. All of that fun. Tomorrow, guys, I actually think tomorrow might be the day I make my way down to the House of Commons. So, so tomorrow we might do our live stream from the House of Commons. I'm not promising, but I'm gonna make that effort. I think tomorrow is probably a good day because it's gonna be fairly warm, like 6 degrees Celsius most of the day. So that works for me. And plus I already have to get out and about because I got an appointment earlier in the day. So I'm like, okay, I'll just head from my appointment downtown. We'll do it from there. That should be pretty darn good. Andrew says, has CNR had any red flags this quarter? Is all the strikes from last quarter? Well, it kind of filters forward. So the strike, when was that? I think it was August. So that, that does have a sort of a push through. But other than that, there's been nothing that's been on my radar. Nothing been on my radar, that's for sure. So I'm still very pro CNR. But here's the thing, Andrew. Here's the thing. This is something I love with this trading view over here is let's add CNR. I recently just removed all the companies because I had way too many. And I always just remove them and add them every time somebody asks me anyway. All right, so here is our CNR. But this here, you will get updated basically headlines. What's going on? Let's see. 3 railroad stocks to watch. RBC trims the price target on Canadian National. Okay, that probably didn't help. CN recognizes customer, suppliers, and supply chain partners. So yeah, there's nothing really popping up there. Come on, guys. I hit the more news. All right. It doesn't seem to want to give me more news, but I got a lot of news over here on this side. And I can scroll through it and take a look if there is. Now, I could read the RBC update and see why they did it. That's certainly anything in here. But there was another collective agreement with Unifor. Yeah, there's nothing in here that's really sticking out. And of course, always dig deeper. I always like to dig deeper because that's how you're going to get your information for sure. All right, guys. Let's see if we have an update here. You would expect something. Oh my God. Like, what is happening at the House of Commons? What is happening? Maybe it's because I'm actually using BNN Bloomberg for this one. Let's actually go to, I know what we'll do. We will go to, actually I want to go to a news site. Let's just go to, let's just see what Global News has as their latest. Trudeau has to go. NDP Singh says in call to resign. Absolutely. One of the things that was also interesting as well, question period in the House of Commons. See, I don't think I can share a live of Global. I think I'll get a copyright if I do them, which is, annoys me. But guys, I don't know if they have a copy of it here. Her letter was actually not very nice to Trudeau. In a nutshell, she claimed that a lot of the financial stuff that was going into, for example, into the economic outlook, into the financial economic statement, a lot of the stuff going into it, she disagreed with it. She thought that Trudeau was basically looking for sort of political brownie points with the money and spending more than they really should, especially when you're looking at what's been going on in the United States with Trump, of course, threatening the tariffs. Now, I don't think the tariffs are going to happen. I think as long as they take care of that border, we're good. But her point was a good point. She actually said that, right now is not the time to be spending a bunch of extra money, but rather tightening the belt a little just in case we need that money because, the tariffs actually do happen. And it makes sense. It makes sense to be, more prepared than less prepared. But I think there's been a lot of stuff. And that's the thing with Trudeau. I've noticed this pretty much since after the pandemic. Trudeau has been, it's like he's removing himself a little bit from reality. Like he sort of ignores everything from polls, common sense, a lot of different things. So I'll tell you, I can't wait to see him step down. And I'm not even saying like, overthrow the government. I'd be happy at this point with the resignation program, get a new leader in. I would be happy with that. Get a new leader in, maybe have the vote of confidence in the spring, have an election, then that would be fantastic. I'm not particularly wanting an election right now, this very second, but do the right thing. Do the right thing. That's what I would like. And it doesn't, to me, I always look at it this way. I don't care who the government is, but I do care if we have a half decent opposition, because that helps keep the government in check. And it doesn't matter to me whether it's a liberal, liberal government, conservative opposition, conservative government, liberal opposition. Maybe I don't know about a bloc opposition. I think we had a bloc. The bloc was opposition once before. But yeah, just that whole mixture. I always like that as a way to keep things in check. So, as it is right now, we're going to probably go into a conservative majority, like a really big, strong majority from the looks of things. But mind you, that's how things look right now, according to the polls. One thing we can definitely say, though, and I think this is a lesson we've all learned from the previous US election. Polls can be very, very wrong. So keep that in mind. But that's where things look like they're going. And there's time for more scandals to pop out. Usually you don't see too many scandals, though, for the opposition. Usually it's always government scandals. So, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of where things are going, right? Oh, what is that? Oh, that was from yesterday. Oh, that's right. I left the page. I left the page. That's what I was thinking. Where's the thing I was updating? But yeah, I had left that page. All right. Um, I don't know what this is. All right, guys, I want you guys to tell me something. I'm going to put sound on here for a moment. Or wait a minute. I don't have the sound on right now, but let me try this. Are you serious? The second I did that, the guy walked away. I just wanted to know if you guys could hear it. That was my big question. But right now, no, we don't know whether or not you can or not. All right, I'm going to turn the sound off for a moment. All right. Andrew says, always be more prepared for hard financial times. Unfortunately, the liberals are not that great at this. No, they're not. But I mean, the conservatives do tend to be much more fiscally responsible. But, I think every party has their strong points and their weak points. So yeah, we'll have to see what's going to happen. I still can't believe the guy was talking, and quite literally I wanted to see if you guys to hear it, because I want to find things I can do. Oh yeah, that guy just comes. All right, I want to find, I think CPAC is one of the ones where I can show without getting any kind of a copyright thing. So we'll see. All right, I think they're still setting things up. I'm just going to refresh to see if we have anything new. All right, that's Christia's letter. And yeah, we really don't have anything new here. I will bring back, at least they were giving us updates. So give me a sec. Let's go back to the National Hurricane Center. That's the one we want to go to for sure. We'll go over to BNN Bloomberg. Let's see. Lower investment caps. Why is that in there? All right, these are the live updates here. We'll see if we get anything new. Nah, nothing new. All right, we'll keep that open. We'll keep this open. Global news might not actually be that that useful. We'll just watch. We'll watch this hallway. Guys, just because we're talking mostly financial stuff, you can still ask all your normal questions. I have no qualms about that. Considering what we're watching seems to be going about the pace of a snail. It's like I guess snail mail in that sense. So yeah, definitely throw in any questions that you have, all of that fun stuff. Let's take our final look at the market, though. Might as well. All right. So there we go. So yeah, the TSX, once again, it finished really, really in the red. 0.05% down. Sorry, not 5% down. But yeah, the US not too bad. S&P 500 up 0.38. NASDAQ up 1.45. Dow Jones down a little bit. Let's go over here to the S&P. You'll notice the S&P is having a green month, right? They're nice and high above this. I should extend this a bit. There we go. Oops. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So they're nice. They're in green territory for sure. That is not too shabby at all. All right. NASDAQ, like I said, NASDAQ doing really well. If we had a blue line for them, it would be down here somewhere. They're doing fantastic. Dow Jones, they are down a little bit, down 0.25. Gold in the green, up 0.16. Silver basically in the opposite direction, down 0.17. WTI down a little bit, 0.37. Bitcoin looking good, up 1.43. There we go. We got a little bit of green. It's starting to rebound a little bit. The sell-off may be over. We'll have to see. Ethereum also looking good, up 2.13. And Tesla finished the day up 6.14. But mind you, You do have after hours, and they're up a little bit in the after hours. Actually, yeah, look at this. They finished the day at 463. They're currently at 466. So that's not too shabby. Not too shabby for Tesla. For anybody who's playing them or playing like TSLY, for example. Boy, that is pretty good. All right, we'll leave that be. And Nvidia not having the best day. They're down. They're down. 1.68%. Yikes. All right. There's Blackberry again. All right, just pulling up our heat maps one last time. Yeah, definitely a lot of lead. Like here's red. There's Nutrium sitting at negative 2.61. Yeah, Bell. I'm just looking at that. 6.25. That's incredible. Yeah, Synovia's down. Barrick Gold is down. All of that fun stuff. Over to the U.S. U.S. looking much more healthy, but there are United Health is down. Of course, United Health. A lot of the health companies are definitely suffering in the U.S. right now. Amazon, Broadcom, Google, all doing fantastic. And of course, again, here's our crypto. Crypto's looking pretty darn good. All right, Mohammed says, "Hi Candace, do you think a trade do you think a trade war, if it happens, will sink Canadian REITs?" I think a trade war will be bad for everything, including REITs. If you I think on this week, a couple of weeks ago, we looked at a sort of a projection that was done by, I think it was done by Scotiabank. And it was kind of two scenarios. What would happen to our economy if the tariffs hit us, but we didn't fight back? And then what would happen if the tariffs hit us and we fought back? So, tariff for tariff. If we don't fight back, it was bad. We had higher unemployment. Higher unemployment, a drop in the Canadian dollar, all of that fun stuff. But if we fought back, it was actually much, much worse, including, for example, inflation rearing its head up as a result of it, as in addition to crazy unemployment numbers. There was something else. The Bank of Canada, they said in that scenario would be forced to raise interest rates again. We don't want either of these, Mohammed. I don't think they're going to happen. Of course, Trudeau is, but I think at this point, it's not even just Trudeau. I think a lot of the premiers are even getting involved because it's like nobody wants to leave this in his hands. He can't even, apparently he can't even run his own cabinet. So yeah, we don't want these in his hands. Andrew says, "Do you think the developments today are inflationary?" Well, we do have CPI coming out this week. So, and I think economists are thinking there's a possibility it could be up a slight bit. But right now, no, I don't think it's going to be inflationary per se. It really, I guess one of the nice things is that $250 check they were going to give to everybody, it looks like that's pretty much dead in the water. So that's actually a good thing. That's actually a good thing because we need to stop printing the money. And I think at this point, I think Trudeau, if he somehow survives this, well, one, they're going on Christmas vacation. So no more money printing during that time. So I think that's good. But I think if he somehow survives all of this, you would think he would be a little bit more careful because, as it is, he's holding on to his leadership by a thread. So it doesn't take much to cut through a thread, that's for sure. All right. Jay says, let's see, there is a reason Warren Buffett is parking his money. It must be nice to have connections, insider trading. Well, no, that's not it at all, Jay. It could be, but it's not. Sure, he could have insider information, but it's part of that normal process. Actually, this is great because I have this right here. Whoops. I'm just going to switch mouses because this mouse has better scrolling. I can scroll both directions. This is kind of the way investing should work. And this is kind of the model that Warren Buffett uses. So when the market's going up like this, so this here is your bull market. He's basically taking cash and he's parking it. Every so often he'll sell off some profits, cash. So his cash position gets bigger as it goes up. So cash goes up as this goes up. Once we fall into a bear market, well, then he changes gears and starts dollar cost averaging into some of these, stocks, like the really high conviction stocks. So your cash position here, you're actually, you're selling. Well, you're not selling, but you're buying. So your cash position gets smaller. And then by the time we get back into a bull market again, we're going to start stacking your cash again. But, hopefully you spent most of it on the way down, and maybe even into that little bit of that V there. Hopefully you've spent most of it, because that's where all of the good deals are. And then in this case, you'll keep on putting away the cash. And the longer the bull market goes, the bigger that cash position gets. So a lot of times people looking at Warren Buffett and they're saying, oh my God, he has a very big cash position. That must mean we're pretty high up on this slope. And we might be. You know what? Bear market may have already begun and we just don't know it yet. Maybe. But the reality is right now, he's stacking that cash and he's getting ready to, of course, dollar cost average in once we do go into this bear market, wherever it may be. It may be right here. Like maybe we're here, maybe we're here right now. I'll just put an X. That might be where we're at. Or, maybe that down is going to be up here. So maybe we have, 6 months, maybe we have a year to go before we get to that. And that's a smart thing to do. So this is what I always say. And I've always said it's okay to take profits. And a lot of times people are like, I hate buying at all-time highs. Well, yeah, if you're in a healthy bear market, take a little, you can spend some of your profits for sure, but take a little bit of it and at least start building up a cash position. And if you're doing that regularly, sort of like dollar cost taking profits, that cash position gets bigger the further up you go. And if it turns out to be a really big bear market, well, that means that you've actually put aside a lot more cash. And if we have a giant bull market, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have an oversized bear market, but we could. And in which case in here, you're going to be dollar cost averaging on the way down. And, and it may recover. You may not know it. And you're still dollar cost averaging, but these are still, if you look at it, this is still better than buying stuff up in here on that way up. So that's kind of the way to make the most money. So that's what you have to realize with Warren Buffett when he's doing this. A lot of times people are like, oh my God, he knows something we don't know. No, well, maybe he knows how to invest, right? Because he's doing it right. He's doing it right. It's not that he has secret knowledge or anything. He's been doing this a very long time. This is not his first bull market going into a bear market scenario. So definitely think of it that way. All right. Cowboy says, greetings all. Hello, Cowboy. Good to see you. I'm just going to quickly get an update here as see if we have anything else. Look at this. So it is, there we go. There's Karina Gould. So yeah, it says, so amid the news that Freeland has resigned, the Department of Finance unveiled the long-awaited fall economic statement. Oh boy. Do you remember the guardrail? And this is what Chrystia Freeland had wanted, was a $40 billion deficit, didn't want to go beyond that. Look at this, guys. $61.9 billion. That's crazy. 61.9 billion deficit. Oh, no, we can't do that. So yeah, this deficit exceeds the 40.1 billion target. That was their original target. This is like, gosh, we need to get rid of that government sooner than later. Maybe we...
That was already set aside for the indigenous children.
All right. Well, yeah, Jill's saying some of it was already set aside for Indigenous children, but nonetheless, that should have still come out of that 40 billion. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. What can I say? What can I say? Muhammad says, I started a position in NVIDIA and AMD. Will DCA more if they dip more, especially in AMD? I think it has lots of room to grow. Yeah, I think all of the chip markets. But keep in mind, I think this is one of the things that is starting to hurt NVIDIA is that a lot of companies are starting to look at making their own in-house chips for AI. And that, that does make it look like NVIDIA is like, oh, they're not going to have as much business. But honestly, there is enough business for everybody. Even with some of the in-house chips, they're still they're still not at the point that they can really compete with NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has more, they can't keep up with the full demand. And it's going to be interesting. I think this whole new year is going to be very, very interesting, especially when we see what happens with AI. I know today OpenAI had another one of their days of open. Was it 12 days of OpenAI? So I don't know what they released today. I didn't get a chance. All of the politics has kept me busy. So I haven't been able to check that out. So what can we say? But yeah, so now we have the FES, the fall economic statement has been tabled. Let's get it read, and then we're going to get, of course, we'll get a vote on it. And we already know for a fact that we got two parties voting against it. So the Conservatives and the Bloc Québécois. So let's see what happens. Now, I have a feeling by the time they get to that vote, we'll already be gone. But that's fine. Hopefully, at this point, I'm kind of hoping they fall. It'll be kind of weird. It'll be like, Santa Claus will come down the chimney, but he'll have to get through some of the political signs to do it. I can't recall ever having an election over Christmas, but maybe it's hard to say though. I know that a lot of people have been, even people in this community have been saying that Jagmeet will still support it only because he doesn't want to lose his pension. So that's a possibility. I don't know. Come on, Jagmeet, just bite the bullet. Bite the bullet. You're a likable enough person. You'll probably win. You'll probably win your seat back. So don't worry about it. Just do it. Just do it. Well, we'll have to see. This is going to be a fun week. And of course, we'll definitely be circling back a little bit on Wednesday when we do the next market close. And I might, of course, I'll touch on it tomorrow too during the Financial Blogmas, especially if I'm outside the Parliament building. So, they'll definitely, I'm actually kind of glad it wasn't today that I had decided to go down there. Oh boy, because like I said, it's, I think it's probably crazy there. I think it's absolutely crazy, but we'll be back there tomorrow. All right, guys, if you got your last minute questions, get them in. And while you do that, I'm going to come over here and see if we got nothing going on here. Holy banana bread. What's going on, CPAC? What's going on? I wonder if we have anything from inside the House of Commons. Let's just see this. House of Commons live. I thought CPAC also had a, there was their question period. That was from an hour ago. Let's see. All right. I hear Jill's in the background yelling about something. Something happened in the news. Yeah, this I don't know. I can, though. I am going to come into this one here. I just want to test this and see, guys, if you can hear this. So let me do this. All right. That's where you start getting into. All right, guys, let me know if you can hear this. This is just a test. I want to see if you can hear this feed. So somebody let me know, please. I'll have some coffee.
No. Okay, so on your screen there, we are still waiting for Dominic LeBlanc. I did see the clerk of the Privy Council come out.
Okay, now Jill just yelled that you can hear it. So looks like Dominic LeBlanc. Okay, I hear you. Thanks. So Dominic LeBlanc is going to be the new finance minister. So we do have that as well. All right, I'm just gonna mute her for a second. Very quiet, but you can hear it. Okay. Okay. I can probably just give me a second. Let's try something else here. Give me a second.
Since this morning, there are secret
All right.
staircases.
I don't know if that makes it like I don't know if this is coming through the system or if it's coming through my mic.
Oh, it looks like it's the setup
So
for swearing in.
that's interesting.
Yes.
Let me try something, guys. I'm gonna mute my mic. Let me know if you can still hear it. All right. Perfect. All right, guys. I had just muted my mic, so I wanted to see, did you, okay, so you weren't able to hear it when I had that. So it's coming through the mic. I have to figure out how I can get it to come through the system. All right. That's what I wanted to know, because if I want to show some of these in the, in the future, I want to make sure that the sound quality is working. So, all right, you guys gave me some information. You guys gave me some information. I love it. All right. All right, I hear it. About half of the Liberal MPs are on JT resignation letter. Okay. So there we go. So apparently half of the Liberals want Justin Trudeau to resign. Nice. Nice. Trudeau, step down, dude. Nobody likes you. Step down. Come on. Do it. Oh boy. Let's see. Cowboy says, hey, Candace, I bought 45 shares of FN on the 29th of November. Wealth Simple says, too late to receive the dividend of FN. All right, let me take a look. Let me take a look for you. All right. Whoops, that's global. Excuse me. Whoops. All right. Where the heck is my thing at? Oh, it's all the way over here. All right, let's go to FN. So First National Financial, is that the one that we're talking about, Cowboy? I'm going to go there. I'll go there first of all. We'll take a look. There's also an FNUS, but let me take a look here. Yep, this is the one. Yes, you are too late. You are too late, and I'll tell you why. You bought it. You said you bought it on the 29th. That's also the ex-dividend date. So the way dividends work is you have to be the name on the record at the open of the 29th on the ex-dividend day. So if you are not, so if you bought this the day before, yeah, you would be. If you bought it on the 28th, you're good. But if you buy it on the 29th, you can't buy it before it opens. So for that reason, yeah, you miss that dividend for that month. So yeah, so that's 70.8 cents a share that you're going to miss that time around. But yeah, you always want to be very, very careful. Whenever it says ex-dividend date, the last day to buy is the day before. So the day before that date, that's when you want to make sure you get your buy-in. And I know, and one of the things too is interesting is when you look at the price, usually you'll see a little bit of a drop on that date here. Let's see here. What do we got? What am I looking at here? I'm looking at the 5-day. Let's go to the 1-day. Actually, this one didn't look that bad because normally, I'm going to go back to the 5-day here. Normally you do get, well, yeah, you kind of got a little bit of a drop here, but you normally do get a drop on the ex-dividend date. That's because they're taking the dividends that they're paying out. They're subtracting it from the market cap. But yeah, anyway, what can I say? Sorry about that, Cowboy. Let's see. Nope. 60 or so. Let's see. Is that normal if the record date is the 29th? That is perfectly normal. Yeah. You have to get it the day before. So the ex-dividend day, or some people call it the day of record. That means that your name has to be on the record at the opening of that day. And you can't do that if you, and technically, and here's the funny thing. The actual day is it's kind of a little bit more complicated because this all takes into account the amount of time it takes for settling and everything else behind the scenes. But I'm not going to make it any more complicated if I don't have to. Yeah. Oh gosh. Let's see. Amrit says, what are your thoughts on the SUI coin? You think more room to go up, or will it stay steady and go to crypto winter? SUI. That's a good question. All right. You know what? We're going to go to a page I don't think I've ever gone to it on here before, but let's see here. Resource sites, a CoinGecko. All right. So this is a crypto site. All right. And whoops, SUI. Is that what we're looking for? All right. Here we go. All right. So here is our SUI. Now, let's see. Where's it sitting at right now? So sitting at what? $4.68. It's been mostly sideways. Now, let's see. What are they? Meet demands of global adoption, providing secure, robust, scalable environment. All right. Definitely interesting. So this is one of these coins that, they're not one of the ones that I would promote. However, doesn't mean that it's a bad coin. I've never read the white paper on it or know exactly what it does, but if it has some purpose and has some utility, then that's fine. When it comes to crypto winter, though, that is not going to happen yet. I think we still got a little bit of time to run. While Bitcoin is kind of that coin where when it goes up, it's like that, it's like the tide. When the tide goes up, all the boats, so all the altcoins tend to rise. Well, not all of them. You guys have seen there's a lot of crap coins out there. This one is not a crap coin per se, not what I would define as one of those bad ones that I kind of make fun of. So yeah, as Bitcoin goes up, and I think we're going to see Bitcoin run for a bit. So right now, like even today, it hit an all-time hit record here of, what was it, 107,000? Let's go back over here. Bitcoin. Here we go. So yeah, it got up here to like 107,000. Here's the thing. I've been sort of adamant that I think it's going to go to 120 in this cycle. That's not that far away. I'm probably wrong. It's probably going to go higher. That's good for altcoins as well, because a lot of times what happens is Bitcoin tends to be that entry point into crypto. So a lot of people get into Bitcoin, they ride it up, and when Bitcoin is finally starting to peter out, they're kind of like, okay, well, what next? What else can I make money off of? And then a lot of that money doesn't leave Bitcoin or crypto in total. Some of it starts to flow into the altcoins. So you tend to see normally Bitcoin surges, then the altcoin surge just after it. Then we go into that crypto winter. So you're probably good on that coin, but do a heck of a lot of due diligence, because once again, it's not one of the really main ones. So you definitely want to pay attention to it. And if you're playing crypto, I always think learn a little bit about technical analysis, because it tends to really, really sometimes save your butt when you're in there. But as you do, so once it does look like you're heading towards the end of the cycle, at that point, Amrit, that's when you might want to start thinking about going more defensive. So maybe moving out of your altcoins, and even if you're looking at something like going into the bear, I'm so used to bear market, but if you're going into crypto winter, I would rather have my my crypto stuff into something like Bitcoin, because then I can ride out the crypto winter in Bitcoin, and there's nothing wrong with dollar cost averaging down through that. So that way there, when you do get to the next big bull run, it'll be pretty spectacular. Now, I will also point out that right now there's such a scarcity. Like a lot of the exchanges are, they don't have a lot of Bitcoin on them. So because of that, there is that possibility that Bitcoin could run a lot longer than we expect. I'm still gonna take a conservative approach to it, but yeah, there's a really good chance I could be wrong in the whole thing. So just something to keep in mind. Balik is in the house with a hey all. Awesome. All right, what is this? Oh, that's that's my never mind. You guys can't see it. You guys can only see the one window. I accidentally clicked on the wrong window, and I was like, what is that? All right. I do want to see here if we have any more updates here. As we're getting towards the end, it'd be nice to have another final update. Now, we still have that they have tabled it. We'll have to sort of see how this is all going to boil out. But nonetheless, guys, an interesting day in Canadian politics. Interesting day. And all I can say is, maybe tonight, if this still goes another day, Trudeau will be visited by 3 spirits of Christmas, whatever. And they'll tell him all to resign. Half his party is telling him to resign. So let's hope he listens. All right, guys, until tomorrow. And like I said, I'm going to try to get down to the Parliament buildings tomorrow. So I won't be able to sort of tell you that, that stream will happen at 1 or 2. I honestly won't have a clue of the way the buses will go. And plus I have an appointment in there and I don't know how long that's going to be. So I will be going live sometime tomorrow afternoon. That's all I can tell you. But you'll be able to watch it in the replay. So anyway, until then, guys. And you know what? I can't leave. I got to do this. I got to come up full. Screen. All right, guys. Until tomorrow. Have a fantastic night, and let's all hope that we get a happy ending and a Trudeau resignation all in the same breath. So until then, guys, take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.